most disheartening?
Oh, we were just never in the game. I mean, right from the beginning, we were fouling them like crazy. I think they had 16 free throws in the first quarter, 26 maybe in the first half, if I'm not mistaken. And then we got destroyed on the boards and we turned it over. I mean, we had no chance from the very beginning. We weren't ready to play, and they came out and played a great game. So just a very disappointing night overall.
Steve, you think Draymond's ankle's okay?
Yeah, I talked to him at halftime. He said he didn't think it was too bad.
Steve, was there any indication that the team was in a situation where it could be ripe for a letdown?
No, none at all. Coming in here, having won 3 in a row, feeling pretty good about things. Everybody in good spirits. So this was very, very surprising for me. But I've been in the league long enough to know, too, that there's going to be a handful of games every year that are sort of inexplicable. And this is one that you don't spend too much time on. You flush the toilet and you move on.
Toilet.
You guys have had big comebacks this year, though. I mean, did you feel at any point, hey, maybe there can be a rhythm, or did you know basically first quarter, like it's just not happening?
Well, there was a period sort of late first quarter where we got a few hoops and a couple stops, and I think we cut it to 8 or something. It was, went from 16 or 18 down to 8 late first quarter, and it felt like, okay, we can settle in. But that feeling went away really quickly. So I never felt like we had any traction in the game whatsoever.
Going back to Draymond, having a 29-point deficit at halftime, that I would imagine factored into the decision not to play him.
I think he was ruled out even before that. But regardless, we're just talking semantics at this point.
Coach, what is the biggest lesson of this big loss against the Lakers?
I'm sorry? Go ahead.
What is the biggest lesson about this big loss against the Lakers?
Stop fouling.
Steve, given that you guys were coming in on a defensive high, especially through the month of February as well, do the fouls as a trouble spot, does that kind of catch you off guard?
Yeah, we had gotten much better with that, Kareth, over recent weeks. And so it was disappointing to kind of go down that hole again. And it started right from the very beginning. We reached on one of the first plays of the game on a drive, and they had shot, I think, 10 free throws by the time the first time out came. It felt like, anyway. So that was just disappointing because we've talked ad nauseum about defending without fouling and rebounding and taking care of the ball, and we didn't do any of those things tonight.
They blew up some of your guys, off-ball stuff that had been working so well. How much harder can that be against like a veteran team? Like I think LeBron had a couple like anticipation steals on it.
Well, they're the number one defense in the league for a reason. They've got really good personnel. Even without Davis, they're a big, strong team. And LeBron is a genius defensively. He can play center field and he knows what's coming. And they did a really good job of being physical. I didn't think we got much penetration. We didn't get the ball into the paint very well at all. And they sort of took us out of everything we wanted to do.
What do the next 2 days look like for you guys? Is there a chance you'll get a good practice Tuesday, or will that still be pretty low?
Yeah, that's the plan. Tomorrow we'll be off, and then Tuesday we hope to have a really good practice here before we head to Portland.
You switched up that second unit with Juan in there. I imagine it's kind of hard to have any takeaways from this game, but did you? Any thoughts on that second unit?
No takeaways, really. The game got away from us early. and so we didn't plan on, going into the game on playing that unit to start the second quarter, but the game sort of necessitated it, and so we went with that group, and it didn't matter. Nothing we did worked tonight.
Do you see any?
About the step.
Go ahead, Monty.
Do you see any point to like carefully reviewing this game, or is this one you just like, you know what, toss it?
Toss it. But I think what we have to really convey to the players is this is 3 straight games, I believe, with 20 plus turnovers. And we've been a very good team overall this year in terms of turnovers. And so that, the message is, we got to start taking care of the ball again, 3 straight games like that. And then there's no way we can go back to being a high foul team and expect to be any good. So we need to clean that up before the Portland game.
Coach, about the step, how can you describe his performance of tonight?
Steph?
Yeah.
He was fine. I mean, he didn't play great. He didn't play poorly. We got blown out and whatever.
Hey, Coach, Kylan with Cron 4. How much do you think fatigue plays a factor in this point in the season? And do you think your guys will benefit from a couple extra days coming up for the All-Star game next weekend?
I think everybody's looking forward to the All-Star break, and everybody will benefit from it across the league. But, it's not time for the All-Star break. We got 2 games coming up, and we will get plenty of rest the next couple of days. And then we've got a very important game in Portland that we've got to prepare for. And that's our focus.
Coach, is there anything that you'll replay in your mind as the night progresses?
Yeah, if we just hadn't turned the ball over, that second time in the first quarter, I think we had them right where we wanted them. That one turnover cost us. Otherwise, the game was ours.
Coach, over the course, it's James Hill with Black News Channel. Over the course of the season, it's ebb and flow, but just talk about moving forward. And the good thing is there's another game coming up.
Well, that's the NBA. There's lots of games, and they come one after another. And all in all, we're in a pretty good position, and we got to get back to being ourselves, which is being a good defensive team and taking care of the ball and playing with some rhythm and some flow. So we got away from that tonight.
Is there anything you can take away from this game as you move forward?
Yeah, don't do that again.